Alright. Yeah, let's get it. Hopefully the audio is good. I always gotta check the audio. Sometimes it just changes on its own. Yeah, it looks correct. Alright. Let me remove some other things I don't need. Put this in the foreground because I don't need the other thing anymore. Cool. Alright. Well, anyways, guys, welcome to another stream here today. Or if you're watching this in the future when this video gets uploaded, welcome to another video. Hope you guys have been doing great. You guys have had a great weekend as well. I know it's Wednesday already, but since I didn't stream on Monday, I didn't get a chance to say that. So hopefully you guys have been doing great. Cool. So let's get started, shall we? In the last stream, we were working on enemy and AI and working on the behavior trees for that on Limbo AI. And since then, since that stream until now, I've been working a little bit off screen as well. So I can show you what I've been doing so far. I think I'm in a good spot and I like where it's at right now. But I still have to keep going, adding more stuff for enemies. So, alright, I think I got everything else in here. And we can get started. Cool. So I can show you what I have right now. So last time we were working on the behavior trees for just melee types of enemies. So if we go to Limbo, if I go to Limbo AI, let's load the melee one. You can see that I've actually done a lot of things in here. I basically added everything I need for a melee attack type of enemies. I may need to tweak some stuff in here and be able to do what I want that enemy to do. So let's go over. I think we were doing pursue last time, but we didn't do the other stuff afterward. Oh, you know what? I'm still missing the investigate. So I still need to do that actually. So no, I haven't finished it yet. I have not finished it yet. Yeah, last time we went for patrol, right? We went to patrol. We're checking for the player if it's nearby, and if it is, it goes to pursue. Otherwise, if you know this fails, it will go to do movement, which does the probability of 75% of just being idle. Otherwise, it will move to a certain position. And that's basically what the patrol is doing. And then we have a pursue, where we check to see if actually we are in pursue state. And if so, we check if the target is within range. So if the target is within range, we stop. We're randomizing the melee attack, which I'll talk about a little bit what that is. And then we set the attack to be set the state to be in attack mode. Otherwise, if the target is not within range, then we get closer to the target, or in this case, the player, right? So we set the speed to be in sprint mode, so it'll be running or moving faster, I should say. And then it moves to the target until I'm within range. So another state I have to add in here is that if I'm not within range anymore, then I have to go to investigate. So I need to add that node in this area here. Otherwise, that's what the pursuit is doing right now. And then we go to attack state, which then of course we check to see if we are in attack state. And then we move towards the target, check to see if we are within attack range, and it does a melee attack. We'll stop the movement after the attack, send a random position, and move to that position, and then pursue back. So I don't want to like constantly attacking the player afterwards. I need it so that once it attacks, it moves away a little bit, and then it goes back to pursue to then move towards the player again. So I may need to tweak this a little bit more to make it look a little bit better, but so right now that's what it's doing. And yeah, so that's basically what I did. So I added additional stuff to pursue, and I added the attack state in here since the last stream. And the other thing I added as well was how I wanted the enemies to have attacks. I wanted it to be a little bit more modular, so I can set it like, hey, this enemy has this. Maybe I wanted to have multiple attacks. So if I go to the slime, I added a value here. I exposed it to the inspector that says attacks. And in here you have two different arrays, which one is just melee attacks or range attacks. right? And it's an array, so I can have multiple types of different attacks if I ever wanted a slime to have multiple attacks, right? So it has this config, and in here it says, yeah, it's in a pounce attack. So this is gonna pounce towards the player and do damage to the player. And this has the data that it will do to attack the player. And basically that's it. Nothing crazy. If I wanted to add a, let's see, add another attack to him if I wanted to, I can go in here. I have a pounce attack or a roll attack, and I'll mention what the roll attack is. And that's mostly for the hog, and I can show you what it looks like when I get there. But right now I only have 2 different attacks. I'm wondering if there's a way to hide this other one, because that base attack, there's nothing in it. But yeah, so you can have multiple attacks here, and then if I go back to the AI, the behavior tree in here, if you remember, I do a randomized melee attack. So if the slime had multiple attacks, it will randomly select one and do that attack. So it somewhat is, you know, very modular. I can remove stuff from it if I wanted to, and be able to do what I wanted to do for the enemy. Cool. So let's go back to slime, make sure I still have my attack for pounce. And we can hide that, save that, and we can see how it looks like right now with the slime. It still doesn't do any damage right now. I gotta figure out why it doesn't do any damage to the player. I'm not sure why that's not working anymore, but we'll look into that after. But anyways, so this is the spawner, and I ended up adding a path here so that I can determine what kind of spawner. I can determine what the spawner will spawn, rather than going to the code, commenting out the previous one and adding a different one. And I had to build it again, which I didn't want to do. So all I had to do is just pass in the path. Otherwise, if I leave it empty, it will be just empty, right? So anyways, that's what I've been doing since the last time. Since the last stream that you guys were in. Or the video if you're watching this later on. Cool. So let's go on top. We got this guy here is patrolling. And if I get closer to him, he'll automatically go to pursue. So I was able to figure out what the dynamic selector and all of that stuff does. So I can see he pounces towards the player. But you can see that it keeps going back and around like that. And I gotta figure out what I can do to not let it do that. You know, it looks kind of weird. So I need to tweak a little bit of that. But other than that, this is working. And you can see it could be attacking here. So the other thing that I would like to add is I want to add the investigate part of it. Let's go back to Limbo AI and we can add an investigate. Let's go in here. We'll want to add another dynamic sequence in here. Let's do what's dynamic sequencing here? Here we go. Let's put that in the center, and we can rename this and say it's not within range. Right? If it's not within range, then it's gonna be kind of similar to this. So we add it in range here. We can check to see if it's. I'm checking right now that if it's within range of 60 and 20. So it has to be something way higher than that. So let's see. Is 3 tiles away okay? Maybe 4. Let's make it so 64. And a max distance. I don't know why I have a max distance for this. It is what it is. Well, I can just put any huge value here, which it should be fine. As long as it's greater than 64, it should be fine. And from this attack target, and if it is, we'll stop the movement. I don't need to randomize anything, and then we set the state. Is there anything here that I can do? Let's see, tech range space. Oh yeah, I gotta set the speed to back to normal. Or should I leave it like that until it goes back to patrol? Let's see how it looks like, and then we'll make it so that we change the speed back to normal speed. I think so. Alright, well, we'll see how it goes. We go to here, and we'll go to investigate. So cool. So now we can do another one here, which is, do I want it to be... No, it has to be a sequence, because I'm not going to do anything crazy inside the investigate. Dynamic sequence, let's scroll up. And this is going to be investigate. Gonna check the variable and check to see if the states it's a string name. So we do that and check to see if we are in investigates. And then we can do let's see how I want to handle this. So we're in investigate. I wanted to check around the area a few different times, maybe like 3 different times. So I wanted to go to the last known position of the player first. I gotta set it here, by the way. I gotta set that variable here, but it will go to the last seen position of the player, and then once it reaches that position, it will try to select a random position from that location and do it maybe 2 more times. And if it fails to see the player, it will go back to patrol. So we'll go back to his spawn position area, and it will do it to patrol, right? So what I wanted to do right now, I'm debating if I wanted to be in a selector though, but you know, let's just keep going, and if I need a selector, we'll change it later. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I need to set a variable here. Set var. So if not within player, I want to set a variable right before it does that. And we'll set the last known pause. Wait, how do I set this actually? Without knowing the targets. Hold on, is there a way to... Do I have a function that will set a last known state or something? And see target. I do have a... Maybe it's a sec-vec2 from node. Hold on. Maybe it is this what I need. Let me see. So we go through here, we go to tick, we get the node. Yeah, perfecto, exactly what I need. Perfecto, so I don't need the other one. Which is this one, right? I don't need that one. I need this one. And I want it to set it to last known position. Is it last known pause? I forgot it already. Last underscore known underscore pause. Yeah. And we get the target position. We'll set that. Cool. So we'll set that. So I want it to move to that location. So we'll move to the last known position. I'm not using these anymore. I gotta remove it from here now. So we'll move to the last known position. And once it reaches there, I wanted to do repeat. Note I will repeat this 2 times, right? So what I wanted to do once it gets in here, I want to no, it's not this one, it's the other one, right? From node. Yeah. I gotta rename this to make it a little bit more readable. I don't want to do that now, and then we'll replace all the values I had in the other nodes. So I'll probably do that off screen. So what I want it to do, we'll try to get a node, and if that is null, we'll try to get the position. If it will try to get the position from the nearby pause bar, okay. And position var is the one that pause is the one that we're setting it to. Got it. Okay. Let's copy this. We'll set it to here, and then near pause. What's the last known pause that it was at? And I wanted to, yeah, that's what I want to do. So I want to come here, get the last known position, and randomize it within a certain area here. We can get it from 16 and like 32 or something. We'll try to go at least 2 tiles away from it. Or we can go even smaller if we want. You know what, let's do, yeah, no, that's fine. 1632. And then that updated value that we get here, we pass into last known pause. And then we want it to move. We want it to move. Hold on, I'm trying to, I think I might need a selector, but last known pause, we'll go to there. Right. So we'll select a random position. We'll then set it to last known pause. I want it to move, and then it'll repeat it again, and then we'll then move from that location. Got it. If it continues forward and it succeeds, that means that it didn't find a player. So what I wanted to do is, 1, stop the movement. Stop the movement, and then we'll want to set the speed back to normal. So we want to raise regular walking speed, and then we want to change the state back to idle. Oh, patrol, I mean. Cool. But I still need to fix this because it's not 100% working correctly. So somewhere in here, I gotta check for the player and see if I can see the player at any time. So yeah, I may need to actually change this to a selector instead. So let's change that. Dynamic selector. Right. We'll check to see where investigate. Or I had to put a dynamic sequence on it. Okay, let's see. I need to add a dynamic sequence into it, and then put that inside of here. Or maybe I was okay. I'm still trying to understand it a little bit more, but I think it should work. I'm wondering if this can be the top level of it. anyway, I would like to have a dynamic selector here, and inside of here we want to have a dynamic sequence, which we can be checking to see can see target. Right. So in here, I think this is what I would like to have. Let's see what's it doing. So I grab the target and making sure that it's valid, and then if I'm facing the target, and now I'm printing out all this stuff in here, which I don't need. So if I can see the target, great. So you're gonna check to see that this is true. Check the ranges, and we're golden. Okay. So if I can see the target, let's make it 32 for now. We're checking for this, which is fine. Yep, that's exactly. So if we can see the target or break, it will continue forward. Or will it? Oh yeah, because it's a sequence, that's right. So this is a sequence, so if this succeeds, then that means we see the player, and then all we have to do is change the state back to patrol. And we're golden there. Otherwise, we'll need to create another sequence in here, which is this, but I don't know if I want it to be a dynamic sequence though. I think it can be a regular sequence at that point. So let's make that a regular sequence. Otherwise, we'll move to the last known position. Repeat this. So basically the same thing that's in here. We want to do this in sequence. And then set the potato straw. So we can remove this. And change this to be an investigate. Oh, so why is this crying? Oh, it has to be a single shot, so that means I just put this as a sequence. Put that as a sequence. There we go. So repeat this 2 times, and throughout that process is always checking for this, and then I will change it back to it's not patrol, it's pursue, by the way. Let it check that if we can see the target within the 32, which is about 2 tiles. I mean, maybe let's do 48. So 3 tiles. So if I see the target within 3 tiles away, then we go to pursue. I think that's it for. Well, let's test it out and see if that and this logic works. Alright, let's run it. Cool. So we have the slime up here. We'll get closer, and it'll pursue us normal, and it will attack me, which comes in there. And then it's still not fully working. It's still on attack right now. You know what? That's probably why. It's trying to attack, so we're in attack state right now. So hold on. Let it go back to pursue. Whoa, what's going on with there? Okay, now I want to investigate. And I went back to patrol. That's actually pretty quick. So there's some bugs in it during the attack state. So let's fix this let's fix that attack state. So during the attack state, we're not checking to see if we can see the player at any time. Either I do that or I tweak this to be a little bit better. I can make this as a selector instead and do the same thing that we're doing in the other one. And we're always checking for the player at all times. And technically that would fix it. Give me a second of thinking here. What direction do I want it? Is there any other way that I can fix this attack? Because right now the attack comes in here, it moves towards the target, check with CC if I'm with the attack range, does a melee attack, stops the movement, and then moves away from the player, and then go back to pursuit. But within somewhere in between here, I can move far away from its attack distance, and it will not trigger to change to a different state because I'm too far now. So yes, I will need to create a dynamic selector then. And let's fix this then. Let's make that a sequence, make sure we're in attack state at all times. In here we can create a dynamic selector, which then we're going to be checking to see, check for a target. And if I'm nearby, you can go back. Is there a way to flip something? Hold on, let me see. If I cannot see the target, so I want this to return false, and I think I want it to be, I know in the other one that says 64 when it comes to investigate. Wait, when did I say 64? Is that pursuit? If I can see the target at 64 here, if it's not within range. But in this case, I want to check the attack range, but I want this to change. So if it's true, I want it to return to false. So it basically is the opposite. Is it invert? Yeah. But it's a decorator. Okay. It's not this one. So if I'm not within attack range anymore, which is what that check attack range is, it checks the value from the attacks right now. So right now for pounds, it checks to see it within 4. I want to use that value basically, and that's what this thing does. But I want to invert that, and this needs a child, right? Okay, so it gets that, it inverts it. So if I can see the target, it will return false, which I don't want to continue forward, right? If it cannot see the target, it will be true and it will continue forward. And if I do, I need to go back to I'm debating if I want to, I'll go back to pursue, because inside pursue we'll do all the checks and check to see if I'm within range, and if I'm not, it will change it here. I don't want to have 2 different nodes where it's going to do the same thing that the pursue is doing. So I let the pursue do all that stuff for me. So what I would do then in that case, we'll go back to pursue. And let that handle and change the state to investigate if I need to. Or just go back to doing whatever it's doing in here. So if I'm not within attack range anymore, it will change it to pursue. And since this is selector, if this returns false at any time, when it will always return false if I'm within attack range, then that means I can do this sequence here. Yeah. So let's do that. Let's copy that. Delete that. Just rename this to attack now since it's my new attack stuff now. And let's move it up. And let's see if this somewhat works. I don't know. We'll have to see. Let's see if it works. Patrol. Let's make it so that it's pursue again. Okay. So it's pouncing at me. Attack. And it's trying to go towards me, which is the opposite of what I wanted to do. Actually, you know what? Let's go to the debugger here. And let's go to Limbo AI. Let's find out what this is doing. So right now it's in attack mode. And it's trying to move to target, but I don't know why it's not checking for the other one here. It says it's always returning true right now. But why? Why is that returning true? Because I'm not within attack range anymore. Unless that returns false already. I think I might have messed up. Hold on, let me check the... Because I may not even need the invert in this case. Maybe? Let's check. So right now it's coming here, checking to see if the target is valid. We grab the attack config. We grab the distance squared to that. And if distance is greater than the distance that we have in there, wait, hold on. Shouldn't it be less than the attack config to return true? Yeah, why is it greater and it succeeds? Why did I make it go greater and it succeeds? I need to be within that distance to succeed. Interesting. Why was it greater? Let's make it greater or equal to that. Fine by me, that. Let me go back to Limbo. Any reason why we had that to be greater than... So we get closer. I think this is the only place we're checking for it, right? Yeah, in here I don't even need this anymore since we're doing it on top. We're always checking for... Yeah, it wasn't here, but I don't remember why I had to be greater than it in order to do the melee attack. It has to be less than. Interesting. So anyways, I don't need that in there. Alright, let's try it again. Now that I made that to be less than, let's test that out. I don't remember why I made it greater, and if I didn't, probably was an accident. It was the boo-boo. Alright, let's see. Let's see how it looks like right now. Pursue. I want it to be in attack state so that I can test that out. Ooh, there we go. Maybe there was a reason. What's going on here? Okay, so let's keep going back to pursue. This was false. There we go. So also just a tiny bit off. But once it decides to... Maybe it was greater than... Yeah, but why is it not within attack range? Because I'm checking to see if I'm within 16. Okay, I may have to do it differently then. All right, let's get back in here again. Still doesn't make sense, but we'll make it work. All right, so we have in here, we have a dynamic selector. We can check to see if we're within the target. We can see the target. So let's do something else in here instead, since that's not going to work out. I guess I could say if I'm within range then, or can see target. Let's go back to that again. I know we kind of initially added it earlier. So I want this to be off. So if it's greater than 64, then I cannot see the target. And I don't need to invert it, because I can invert it myself in here. So, can I rename this? Yeah, I can. Not see target. And if I cannot see the target, then we go to pursue. Let's double check again the code. So all it's doing is grabbing the target and checking to see if it's valid. I see if it's facing it. Right now the facing is not working, which is initially I added an angle on it, and it needs a little bit more testing, but I have that disabled for the time being. But right now it's within range of this value, which is 64. And this has to equals false to succeed. So, and if it does succeed and I'm not seeing the target, we go to pursue. Otherwise, another thing we can do here is we can add another sequence. Well, let me see. I need to check to see if I'm within attack range to be able to attack. Yeah, let's do another sequencing here. It's just a regular sequence. It's fine. And here, I want to check to see if I am within attack range. It's going to be the invert. If it's not within attack range, where is that? Check attack range. And I need it to move to target. If I am within attack range, this will fail because this is the opposite, right? If I'm with attack range, then it will go to this sequence, and then it will just a melee attack, do all this other stuff that's doing it here. Okay. I think this is what I wanted to do. Alright, we move to target, and once I'm within attack range, we'll attack. This is just, you can say do attack. Okay, let's try this version of it. Alright, so he's on patrol. Pursue now. Let's see if he attacks me. Everything else works like it should. Guy's in attack mode, comes in close, and didn't do any attack on me right now. Guy's just circling around me. Find out what's going on here. At least it's not paused or anything. Okay, so this fails, which it should. Move toward target. Oh, you know what? It shouldn't be towards the target. It should be... No, I think this is getting overwritten. Maybe it should. Let's see. Oh, this is just a regular sequence, though. It shouldn't matter. Because I saw it go here for a brief second and then it ended up coming back up top. Yeah, it doesn't go on top or anything at all because I'm not in patrol, I'm not in pursue at the moment. I'm in attack mode right now. But right now it's flickering between here. This is just a regular sequence that I'm doing. Checking to see if it's in attack range. And I'll move to target. What is... Let me see, move to target. What is the move to target range here? Now that should be fine. I'm trying to move closer to it. So having a tolerance of 2 will make it so that I'm within the range of this. Because right now it's 4. Oh, but I don't even... Oh, it keeps running? Wait, what? Why is this off? It's always running. I'm confused. Oh wait, am I doing it in here? I'm doing this tolerance in here. But that's only if it's not doing this. If it's just doing the navigation, which on top, and never does this part, it will fail. Yeah, hold on, what's going on here? How does this work? Why is this off? I'm confused. What am I doing? What have I been doing? Maybe I was testing something? Hold on, let's test it out. Weird. Maybe I was doing something and didn't need that part. But it doesn't make sense now that I'm looking at it. Alright, so let's do that again. Let's make this... I can actually just go to limbo for that little dude. So right now, we're going to be a patrol. We're not any other ones right now. Eventually I wanted to come here. Alright, buddy. Alright, so he's a pursue. Okay, at least it's going here now a little bit. But it's not doing anything though. Once it reaches that location to do the melee attack, it just overrides it, comes back up top again. It's just a regular sequence. And a regular sequence on top of this one. Let's see if anything funky is going on in this one. And we'll do the attack tick on it, which should be fine. Stop movement, we go to patrol. Random selection position, remove it. And we go back to pursue. So it's always running until this returns true. I feel like it has to do with this dynamic selector, but I thought because I put this as a regular sequence, it would ignore it. Maybe I changed this to be different. But we can change the type right off the bat here. Okay, that's even better. Let's change to a regular selector then. We'll leave this as a dynamic sequence then, and see if this works. I feel like it wouldn't, but hey, we're learning here. Let's go into that limbo where I find that little dude. You can check the dynamic selector here, which is the one I don't want. Alright, so it's pursuing me now. Attack state. Yeah, so it's still technically kind of doing what it was doing before. Why do the other ones work the way? Yeah, so this one's always going to be false unless they go to 64 or then go to investigate. But the problem here is this part here, where it's just a regular sequence. I checked to see. Oh hey, it finally went to the other attack somehow. I don't know if it actually did do that attack or not. No, it did not. It didn't pounce or nothing. Okay. We'll check to see if it's within range. Since this is selector, this returns false. So it should go to this other one. But right now it's not even doing the melee attack at all. So it automatically just succeeded. Maybe what I should do . Maybe I am doing it already. Let's check. What was the pounce attack? I'm wondering if we can wait until the animation is done too, and not just check for the distance right away. I don't know how well that's gonna work, but let's find out. Because that could be within attack range, but it automatically just sets it to true. But I want it to be true after it does the animation on it. The animation is complete, I mean. We can do all of that stuff and just say, hey, if the animation player is playing, then yes, could be turning false until it's done. Because it automatically just updated it. And it's not a loop animation, so it's just a single. So, yeah, it should be fine. I think. Come on, attack, work. It's needed to change to this area. Okay, so he didn't do anything automatically, just went straight to it. Interesting. You see that? So that did not work. That's a thought. That returns false. Let's go back to the melee attack. So returns false, and this is always going to be running at all times and never going to change. You know what? Let's try that. Let's just return it false at all times. Let's return it false. Whatever. I needed to see if it's actually getting stuck here, and if it's not, that means that something else is updating it. So let's debug that right now. Let's test it. So let's check that and see. Oh, buddy, let's go. Let's test you out. You need to be stuck in here, and if you're not, that means you're something else is updating you, and we need to fix that. Now, there we go. Okay, there we go. So now it's pouncing. But why? So that means the animation is not working as it should. Okay, so let's test out one thing. Another thing is there any way to grab the current animation name when I enter here? So I changed this to pounds. Is there a way to say current animation? Ooh. All right, so let's print this out. Is there a name on this? Get face name. I think that's what I want. There's a print error on that bad boy. And also give me, let's do another print error. And I want to see what is the animation, current animation link on that. if I can, maybe I can grab that and do my own timer on it instead. But who knows? Well, I need it to be here, so. Oh, buddy, come back up here. Let's go. Alright, so there's no base name, but animation is 0. Interesting. Okay. Well, it's not giving any. Or should we get next? Oh, I don't even know. I want to see if I can get the time on it, and then I do my own timer on it. And as long as it hasn't passed it, I'll always return false in here until it's done. But I need to know if I'm actually in the correct animation. Yeah, there's only current animation length. Let's move this down. And let's put it in here. I'm just gonna spam it, but I just wanna see it. Maybe I have to delay it just a tad bit. No, look at that. It's always 0, 0, so that's not working. Which is great, because which sucks actually, but so that's not gonna work out. Why doesn't it give me the right animation name for it, or at least the length? Nothing. What does the tree provide for me right now? If I did a tree, what does it provide? It has a lot of stuff here. Let's see, animation something. It has a animation in here. We can wait until animation started. I don't want to do it in a wait or anything. What does the anim player do right now? It just gets the name and that's it. It doesn't do nothing. We have a finish, which is just a signal. All this stuff is signals. We can have one that say has it started already. What does the started do actually? Does it that get called when animation starts? Okay, I see. Why don't we try it on top right before we do a pounce and connect it to another callback in here. It gives me the name. I need a function that does that. Let's put it right below it, just for testing purposes. Anim started. Let's pass this in this. And let's do a print error on that. And do anim name on it. And then we'll after it. We'll do it for right now for the time being. We'll leave it there. Excuse me. So we, you know, connect it to that, and once the animation starts, we go in through here. The problem is I just don't know how long that animation is, though. That's the only problemo. Or maybe I can get some type of animations from it and do something with it. Anyways, let's try this out. Let's see if it prints anything out. Come on, get stuck. You've been doing all right all this time. So let's get it. Okay, there we go. So it does do an animation here and jump right. So it gets called. Now, is there a way to get that animation? Let's see. Agents. Why doesn't it give me some IntelliSense in here? Oh, yeah, because it doesn't know what agent is. That's why. We can set it in here or something. All right. So what I want to see, agents, animation player, anything that I can get, animation get next. We honestly could be that, but this also has the animation started on it. Anything to like get animation, maybe this. What does this provide me with? Anything with, ooh, it does give me a length on it. No, it's because I don't know the name of it until it does it in here, right? So let's keep track of this agent, I guess. I'll keep track of this agent even though I don't really want to. Oh, we can, you know what? You know, we can do another thing. You know, testing purposes, we'll do it for a time being. I'll set it to underscore agents. Should be AI agents. And in here, what I wanted to do is do a print error on agent animation player get animation using that anim name, and I want to get the length of it. So let's do that. I mean, honestly, I'm doing all of this stuff and I have no idea if this is the problem or not. I feel like it's just updating. I need to wait until the animation finishes so it does the next check. That's basically the idea that I'm doing here. Oh, great. Can I skip over that? Oh, there we go. 0.75. Let's go. I forgot to remove that. Okay, so it gave me 0.75. Alright, so before I even do any of this other before I even do any of this other stuff that I'm doing, let's create a timer. Or timer float, set of 0. Well, come here, set that to 0. And we'll increment it in here. With delta. And I'm still checking for that. Revert this, but I'll also make sure that this is greater than 0.75. And I want to see if this is what fix. I probably should have done this earlier before doing the other stuff. There we go. I just saw it pounce on me. Let's go. So I guess it is that. It was just blasting through it and not doing the actual animation to it. Okay. How do I want to handle this case then? Let's look at the Limbo AI and let's figure this out. So I have this pursue. Let's go back to the top to pursue. We check if I was within range of 16 and 20, which is actually pretty, you know, that's a tower away or more. And if I'm within the tower away, I do an attack, range attack. I then come in here and check to see if I'm not far away, right? Then I come in here and see if I'm within attack range. And if I'm not, I go to here. Or another thing I could do is that I can have it always moving, and then if it succeeds, I have it so it stops in its tracks once I'm in close distance away from where I need to be at. The problem with this move to target though is that it's always going to be running until it reaches a certain tolerance. I think I might need to update this move to take account for the attack config distance, because this is always going to be running until it reaches within 2 distance away from this target, right? For a melee attack. I can increase it to 4. Oh, what happened to this? This is... oh no, never mind, I'm good. I thought it was under it. So if I'm within attack range... okay. Stops the movement. Which means I don't even need to... I'll just leave this here, never know. That doesn't hurt anybody, having a stop movement there. I think that's what I need to do. I think I just need to update this to take account for my attack target distance. I may not even need to be in here anymore. Hold on, that's what is this? This is a sequence, right? I just have it so that it always moves towards me, and once it reaches 4 distance away, then I stop my movement, melee attack, and does the rest without needing this at all. But I think I just need to make this to take account for my attack config distance that I have for that certain attack that is selected, right? Once it reaches it, it will go here and attack right away, and then go to the next part. Let's see how this one looks. The only problem that I have with this is that, what if I'm already within attack distance? I think it just comes back true, right? I don't need to do anything for it, so let's find out what this does. All right, let's see. Come back here, do an attack. Damn. Cool. Actually, way better right now. All right. Actually, this is a lot better than the other one. So I just need to tweak this, either this one or a different one. Wait a minute. Okay, so I'm not doing this other stuff anymore. So we can pick these off out of there and delete this thing here that I had. So the tolerance is in here. I can create a boolean here and say use attack config, or I create another script. I'll think about it, but for now I'll just export bool. Oh, it's var first. Var use attack config, and it's a bool. We'll set it back. I set it to false by default. And tolerance, I'll grab it in here and say, hey, if I am using attack config, then we're gonna get the agent's attack config. Equals the agents, or just agents. Yeah. Get attack config. Right, and then we check to see if that exists, and if so, we're gonna get the tolerance. Let's see. Well, by default, we'll set it to the current tolerance. And if I am using attack config and there is attack config that's not null, then we'll update it to use the attack config distance. Right. So anything that says tolerance, we'll update it so that it uses my tolerance. The updated tolerance there. Okie dokie. Let me make sure that this is the right function call for that. And it's not. So let's find out what is the actual function name. I just get current attack. And just get current attack. Okay, cool. So let's go back into Limbo AI, and in here I wanted to use the attack config, right? So it will ignore this one. So once it reaches my distance, it will stop the movement, do that, and then I will move away. I think maybe this is a little bit too far away. Just make it 20 instead. And once it reaches patrol pause, it goes back to pursue. And inside pursue, I check to see if I'm within attack distance, within range. Randomize an attack. It should go here right away to do another attack. Because the range that I have here is 60 and 20, which is the range that's in here. And it should be able to do another attack. Because before I had it to 32, so it could have been higher than 32 here. So I am not within range of an attack. So we'll try to do, oops. It will try to go do a sprint and move towards the target again. Okay. See how this looks like. Bam. So this is why it keeps going back and forth. It's not what I don't really like it. Maybe it's okay. Maybe I'll have some more enemies that does more damage most if they're more aggressive. But it should go to attack me, pursue. They went to pursue. Wait, hold on. It attacks me, moves away, and then it should go to pursue. But why does it do all of this stuff here? Then it went to pursue and went straight to attack, and then it tried to move towards me again. I check for target. And I move to target. But why is it doing all this like movement if I already am nearby that target? I'll have an offset? What is this offset? Oh, okay. I see. So that's why it's doing all of this weirdness. Because I don't need it to do that. One thing I should be doing though is checking to see if I am within this target's tolerance already. There's no need to move towards it. And if I am far away, we'll try to do an offset on it. Randomize to a different location. So why don't we try that? We'll check for it first. If I am already within... Why is this? Oh, because that doesn't know what current tolerance. I gotta move it under that. Right. If I am within distance already, there's no need to do all this other stuff. If I'm not, then it just goes to do whatever it needs to do. Adds an offset, whatever, from the target, and it just goes from there. But then again, this is probably gonna always check for it anyways, and not the one down here though. So maybe I don't even need this one down here. I mean, regardless though, even if it's moving, It's always checking for this afterwards, so why? Excuse me. I don't think it will matter if I actually moved it up or not, I think. Because even if I do a move to using the A star, it's gonna come back down here. If I'm within that distance, it will do it. It will succeed. This move to pause doesn't have that offsetting here. Yeah, I don't think it will matter actually. So every time it comes in here, his timer's 0. It starts off at 0. It comes in here, sets a timer to 2. That's just true. On the path, I actually don't even know why I need this. But what's this timer for? So it tries to move somewhere else? That's what it looks like right now. It goes to one position, and once the timer's up, it does another random position. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, let's go back in there again. And let's look at the actual Limbo AI debug visually and see what's going on in there. Because right now I'm just trying to guess and it's not the right move. Alright, so we don't need to investigate. What I wanted to do is figure out why my slime, once it finds me, comes and does that. Attacks, moves to patrol pause. Attacks, patrol, come back out, and does the patrol again, and then does that. I mean, it looks okay. Moves away, and it moves towards the character. Moves away after attacking, and then it tries to move towards target. But why is it doing all of this stuff in here? It's so strange. Yeah, it looks fine though. There's some minor stuff that probably needs a little bit more refining though. Like right here, he just keeps going around, attacks, moves away. Pursue, and I'm just stuck there, I guess. There we go. Okay. Alright, so let's test out. So let's check attack. Oh, yeah, this is not what I wanted to do. Oh, it's hilarious. Why does it do that when I'm jumping towards it? Now it's gonna investigate and then it goes to patrol, and it should go back up here somewhere if it's moving. There we go. Alright, so this is that weird bug when it's in the middle of an attack and it just indefinitely just follows me. Why? We had this pounce attack. We make sure we gotta fix this so it uses the actual animation time instead. I'll work on that. Alright. I think the problem with that though was because it always follows my... It's always following the target. So what I would do... Let's try to go back to what this was doing before. This being a dynamic selector. And this is already a dynamic sequence. So it's always checking for this. Hold on, how would I fix this? So if I'm in the middle of an attack, maybe let's go back to the script. Maybe once I come inside here, I just keep track of the last position it was on. Yeah, I think that's probably the better option here. Bar. I just keep track of the last position rather than keeping the track of the node position, because that will always update. So what we can do here is to keep track of the target's global position, and in here, in this case, I actually don't even need the target. I'll just use the last target position. So it shouldn't do that, and I should be good there. So let's test it out, shall we? But I have to do it right in the moment where it's about to attack me though, so I don't know how easily that's gonna be. Right in the moment when it's about to attack me. Okay, so it's back to investigate, back to pursue, then attack me, which, you know, that actually worked out great. Oops, what happened here? This is null, isn't it? Which is great. Which is great. Let's look at the melee then. I need to pass it in there if it's not doing it already. Yeah, pass it as null. I think I will need to... I need that target, so... Well, going here, and hopefully it's valid at this point. And I need it in here. It should be valid though. If anything, we can just make sure that this entire thing is valid. If the target is valid, then we can go through here. Although if it's not, the moment that it goes into tick, it will return false. Oh wait, that says not valid, my bad. It should be valid. Whoops, oops, 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 oops. Saw that last second. As long as it's valid. Alright, so that worked. It stayed back where it was at. Now let's investigate. Alright, let's see if it attacks me normally though. Cool. And now it doesn't follow me. I know it's gonna be hard trying to do it, but there we go. Sweet. It stayed back there. As long as I'm not moving, let's just like move. Just have the character move at all times. Or to ever attack me though. We can anticipate it too. Since I know my velocity and all of that, we can be like, hey, it's gonna be around here, so do that. Okay. We can mess around with that a little bit more, but definitely it's not gonna do that. Where it's just stuck to the player when I'm moving. So that should be technically fixed, but it needs a little bit more tweaking. The other thing that I wanted to test out and have time to show you guys. Let me mute my phone and be able to show you guys. Let's go into my agent spawner and let's spawn the hog. I added a new attack to it, which it needs a little bit more tweaking though, for sure. But I can show you what it does right now. So let's copy this path, pass it in here. And let's test that out. Alright, so we have the hog over here. And it has this cool spin attack. That's cool. So right now I gotta tweak it. One to make update the sprint to be update the speed to be sprint mode. And if I stay still, it stays in this area. I want it to go like shh, to move this way, then come back down, move this way, rather than just standing still in here. Brrr. That's awesome. Love it. Okay, so let's tweak that, shall we? So one is to update the sprint. Let's I thought I was already sprinting though. Hold on. Isn't it already sprinting? Let's go back to the hog scene. This should use the melee. Yeah, it's using the melee one, which is what the slime is using. And it has an attack config as usual, but this one is using the roll attack. So it should be using the same thing here. So once it attacks in here. I mean, especially if it's pursuing me. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, if it seems to pursue, where does the speed tackle in? Get closer to player. It does it here. But honestly, if I'm in pursue already, it should probably do it on top of here, rather than doing it down here. Now that I think about it, so the attack should already have it already without needing it. So that's a little bit strange, but let me see how if that changes anything. But yeah, I mean, it's using the same behavior tree as the slime. There shouldn't be any crazy changes. Oops, I'm the wrong scene. Let's go back to the hog. Cool. Yeah, it is moving faster, right? Maybe I should move faster, actually. Maybe I should move faster. Anyways, let's fix that roll attack. Let's see if I have enough time to actually do it and finish it. Finish it or get it to a good place before heading out. Let's go to the roll. Right now, all it's doing is just does some move to, which probably is not what I want to do. What I maybe the best option here is to do what the move to is doing. To move and do this instead. Because this does the acceleration and all of that stuff in it. If I were to do the move to, which does the A star, it most likely not do what I wanted to do. Let's test it out this way. The only issue that I see here is if any obstacles are in the way, it's gonna fail. It's just gonna get stuck in there. So I probably should have a timeout until it decides to change directions. So yeah, I think that's probably maybe it will fix it. Let's go into roll. We're still doing this move too. We'll do this. Give me a second to fix all this stuff up. We got an agent position. I have a target, but in this one I would like to update it so it does the pounce attack that we were doing in here. It keeps track of that target position. Oh, I was trying to think of something right now. Var target position, which is just a vector. Right. We'll come in here, get the agent position. This is an underscore. We'll do. I would like to do. Hold on. This is underscore as well. Okay. What I wanted to do is that I don't want it to be moving towards the player right away. I needed it to be that target position to be an offset, so that way it looks like it's pushing towards the player and goes through him and goes a little bit more further before he decides to change directions. If I just use this, it will just move it right and towards the player and then change directions. And I would like it to be a little bit different. And in order to do that, in order for it to do that, let's see. Alright, let's grab a vector. Let's grab a vector. Offset vector. It's called a vector 2, which I want to get. I want to get a direction towards the player. I mean, towards the player, towards the target. So I should be opposite of this, actually. I think. So if I do one for the target, minus that, it points towards the target, which is me. Yeah, no, that should be fine. I normalize this. Right? And I get this opposite position here. Add that and have just a multiplier. Let's say I want it to be like 2 tiles away, right? 2 tiles away from here. So we'll get a vector from me towards that, which then points towards the player. And then it just pushes off outside a little bit. And once it reaches that position, let's say it reaches it already. Else we'll do another, and we'll change the direction of it after reaching it. So we'll probably redo this again. That will change the direction of that. I'll clean it up later. So as long as once it reaches less than 4 of that distance, I will change it to a different direction and do that until the attack time goes off. Okay, let's try this. Let's go to the hog real quick and let's double check its any of that stuff right now. So random time between 3 seconds to 8 seconds. Okay, let's test it out then. Let's see how it looks. Ooh, he moves away. And then that's probably a little bit too far. Yeah, that's way too far. Okay. Or something happened that didn't make it go. Let's see. Let's go to the roll attack. The roll. So we got this that does that. Ah, I want to sneeze again. Why did it go so far though? And it's the target position minus the current. It does that. Maybe it had a hard time changing its target. I wonder if 32 is too much. Let's do 16. Let's see how far away that does. That's just a towel away though, which is not even that much. Unless this is not normalized. Ah, that's why. This is not normalized at all. Why? Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. No, that was it. I was like, why is it so far? Okay. Let's update it here. We'll do that and let's try it again. Hello, buddy. Let's go. Let's try it. Do some roll attacks to me. Boom. Oh, there we go. He switched positions. That's awesome. I probably have to have the animations a little bit further. Look at that. I need to make it faster. That's actually super cool. But the only problem that I have right now is that if it goes here, it can just keep going up and down. And I want it to change directions though. Or maybe that's okay. I don't know if I want to make it more difficult for myself. This looks great. I just need to make it move faster though. What is the sprint speed of the hog? I might need to make you a little bit faster. Sprint speed is 30. Let's make it 25. And that's even higher than me, I think. How much is my sprint speed? I don't want it to be too fast than the player. I don't even know what I have my under. There we go, player. Oh, that's 50, so I could probably go higher then. Let's go 35 on it. Whew. Let's see how fast it's gonna be. So it shouldn't be as fast as me. I mean, technically, maybe a boar is probably as fast as a human in real life, maybe. If it were to sprint at you like crazy. I mean, I feel like it should if a bear can, like, catch up to you. No problem, but, you know. I don't want it to be, like, too crazy in this game. Should be able to at least be able to outrun it. A hog or something. Woo! There we go. It's much faster now. That's awesome. I love that. Maybe I shouldn't go too far away though. Maybe a little bit lower. Yeah, but as you can see, it shouldn't catch up to me. Which should be fine. Maybe that can be changed later, depending. Maybe there's some hogs that can be faster. I don't know. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, let's go back to the roll attack. And let's make that a little bit smaller. Let's see how it would look like if it's one tile away. If it's one tile away. I felt like 2 was a little bit too far away. Oh yeah, this is much better. This is cool though. Love it. This is awesome. So another thing I can do in here as well with this hog, since it's randomized, let's test it. I don't even know if it's even gonna work or even if it's gonna look good. Is that I can add. This may not work because I haven't tested it, but we'll see. So we can also do a pounce attack on it. So same thing as the slime. And let's see what it does. I haven't tested it. That's up. So it may not work right now. Whew. If it works, great. If not, that's okay. Well, I'll work on it and see if I can fix it. And see what it does. Okay, so it pounced at me that time, and it did a roll attack. Let's go. Oh, that's awesome. And it's using the same behavior tree as well as a slime. Oh, look at that, I went in circles. That is so cool. That's awesome. Hold on, let's set, oops, what? Set time, noon. Is that the correct? I forgot the value. Oh, you know, forgot the set time noon. There we go. Let's go. There we go, guys. That's awesome. I love it. I still need to make it so that it actually detects the player detects damage, or at least detects that it's being damaged. Because for whatever reason it stopped working. So I'm gonna have to look into that. But this looks great. I love the hog. Let's go. I mean, his animation is a little bit weird and wonky just because I made it, you know. But this is, I feel like it's in a good spot though. I love that 2 different attacks that this guy's have. I need to work on the whatchamacallit, on a pounce animations for the hog, because it doesn't have one, which is why it looks weird. But other than that, you know, it has a roll and a pounce. I love the roll attack on this guy. He looks so cool, man. Cool. Anyways, guys, I can keep looking at it for like forever, but I think I'm gonna have to call it now. It is time to have to go back to work. It's almost 10, and it's time to go back to work soon. And I just want to walk my legs a little bit right now because I've been sitting for almost 2 hours right now. But cool. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Or if you're watching this later on when it gets to upload, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And you just get the process of me just trying to, you know, work out the enemy AI logic here live. And just me trying to learn some stuff as well at the same time. But there we go. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a great day and wonderful night, depending on your time. And we'll talk to you guys later. Right then, guys, have a great day.